Finally, the new 1/8 scale Ferrari F1 car has arrived. But what has changed since the last model? Are there any new elements? And does this set include a working transmission? Let's find out. My name is Zoltan, let's build. This isn't the first time the company has released a Formula 1 car in 1/8 scale. In 2022 they revitalized the team with the McLaren. Last year we got the AMG Mercedes, but back in the early 2000s they made some early models. The most important date for us is 2006, because that was the last time when we got a 1/8 scale Ferrari F1 car. Alright, so we've got the typical 18 plus dark box design. The set number is 42207 and it contains 1361 pieces. The recommended retail price is 230 euros or $1, which is a bit pricey with the 17 cents per piece. And here's the catch. At the same time, LEGO releasing a Red Bull car in the same scale. However, that set has 300 something more pieces, yet the price remains the same. So what the hell, LEGO? Why is this so expensive? On the back of the box we can see the measurements. The set will be 24 inches long and 5 inches tall. What is this? Alright, so I have 10 bags, which are paper ones, and extra 2 in the plastic ones. I have this rudder from a helicopter, I don't know what is this, and this box. Let's find out what is it. Oh, there are the tires. Look at these beauties. Oh, brand new printed Pirelli P0 medium slick tires. Yes, a bunch of sticker, but okay, this is a racing car, so I understand. And I have this huge manual, which is 308 pages long. And of course, because this set is an 18 plus set, I have some background information about the Ferrari itself, about the model. I have some interview with the designer, and basically that's it. So I have no time to waste. Let's start the build right now and let's find out those tiny details. Alright, so right at the start there are plenty of brand new elements in this set. But unfortunately these are not enough. But I talk about that later. So the build started with the first suspension, and with this first step we got a brand new element. It's fine, but honestly I think the older element was already perfect enough, but who I am to judge. After that, the first shock absorber was ready. They built in horizontally like a pull rod suspension, which allows the car to be extremely low. The first wheel hub was connected in a very unusual way, completely different from the last year's Mercedes set, so this was a huge surprise to me. And with that, the first bag was done. And it was a huge one. It took me 40 minutes to complete. But oh man, it was absolutely worth it. This is the first axle with the suspension, but without the front wing. The next notable part was the steering mechanism. This section was built with 5 gears, and I had to attach the steering wheel as well. A few steps later, I attached this part to the front, and as you can see, even this stage, I can already steer the car using the steering wheel. Basically, the second bag was all about the steering. When I finished this section, I had to attach the drive shaft, which would be connected to the engine. Then, the third bag focused entirely on the rear suspension, the differential, and the rear shock absorbers. These shock absorbers were built in a really similar way to the front ones, and when I spun the wheel hub, the differential started to spin as well. I wasn't sure during the build, but these engine pieces are brand new for this car. Last year we got a translucent variation in the Merc, but here we have a brand new V6 engine mode. It works the same, but looks a bit better. The next notable part was the gearbox, but don't expect too much here. It's a simple 2-speed gearbox, nothing fancy, but this is a brand new addition to this car. And finally, I had to attach the back and the front of the car. Thankfully, everything fit together perfectly and the drivetrain was ready. After this, I basically had to cover everything with the red panels. Then, the car was ready to the race. In general, this F1 car looks sick. The red and black combination is accurate, but man, I love the early 2000s livery better. The red and white combination always worked better for me, but that's just me. The car measures over 5 inches high, 24 inches long and 9.5 inches wide. And now, let's jump into the details. The front wing comes with tons of stickers, there is not a single printed piece here. Sure, it looks cool, but in the smaller Speed Champion series, they managed to print the nose. So why not here? It's a strange decision. Moving on to the tires, well yes, these got a brand new printing. This time the car comes with 4 yellow medium tires featuring printed rim covers. At the front, they look fantastic. But they use the same narrow design at the back. Why? I mean, yes, I can see the evolution. In 2022, the McLaren had no proper tires, they were borrowed from the Batmobile. In 2024, the Merc finally got a brand new slick tires, but with no prints. And now we've got slick and printed tires, so maybe in the next batch we'll finally getting different size tires? Who knows? But again, in the Speed Champions lineup, they managed to make this change. So what happened here? Did they run out of rubber or what? But hey, these new wishbone elements are cool, the shock absorbers work as expected, and these red panels look awesome. So at the front, I have zero complaints. Next, I had to build the venturi tunnels, and these huge air intakes, which is neat because last year's car didn't have them. And then the cockpit. And this is my favorite part. I love it. It's so wide, it's so red, and here's a tiny detail, a Ferrari logo on a small plate. The side pods are full of stickers, but they look great. Almost all the sponsors are here. I also had to build the halo, which was executed in the same way, with red and black rubbery pieces as last year's car. I think it's fine, but I think the first version of the McLaren was way cooler. I had to build the seat too, using dark grey and black pieces. Now here's the first play function. If I turn the knob on the top, the wheels turn, and because the drivetrain is connected to everything, the steering wheel moves too. Yes, this is nothing new, but still great to have here. Now the engine cover is a standalone piece. Oh, by the way, this is where I had to use that helicopter blade. Yes, this part is also covered in stickers, but if I want to, I can remove it. And there it is, the 1.6-liter V6 engine in all its glory. But wait, what is this thing on the top? That's the MGU-H, the motor generator unit heat. It's part of the hybrid engine, capturing heat energy from the turbochargers, exhaust gases and converting into the electrical energy, which is stored in the battery and used later. If I spin the wheels, nothing happens. That's because the gearbox is in neutral. But if I push this knob, everything comes alive. The MGU-H starts to rotate and the pistons begin to move. But if I pull the knob into the other position, everything moves faster, with the same amount of energy used. And if I turning the car over, you can see they didn't cover the engine bay, so you get a full view of how everything works. At the back, the car uses the same brand new tire and suspension combination, but yeah, those rear tires are still not great. And finally, the last play function, the rear wing. Yes, it's huge, it looks awesome, but I can also adjust its position. So what are my final thoughts? Overall, this set is blew my mind. Here are the pros. The general looks is sick. The new elements make the car look more realistic, the printed tires are great addition, the new engine works smoothly, and for the first time we have a gearbox in an F1 set. But sadly, there are lots of cons also. The blue pins. They look terrible on the red car. There are no printed parts, except the wheel covers. It's unacceptable in this price range. And the rear tire should be wider. So overall it's a great looking car with some surprises, but also a lot of compromises. And the final nail in the coffin, the price. If I were you, I'd definitely buy this set, but only when it goes on clearance, because the price is a bit too high for what you're getting. Alright guys, now it's your turn. What do you think of this set? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like what you saw, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye bye.